Open up with the prayer, please.
Nakuksutuk di Amun-Rayay. Unabad Mumaduhu. Umadayat hu. Umuzahu le panan zaman wuwakat. Panabab ya nun. Kalal Hamad had at the le Amun-Rayay. Natab Shilil Pa Patat Wupa Taha. Anukia Nawapu. I seek by way of Amun-Rayay and his master teachers and his papyri and his warner for this day and time. Panabab Yanun. All praises are for Amun-Rayay, Nathar, overseer of the heavens and the earth. I am Nuwapian.
Right. Now, suppose we'd had all the classes on Zoom like he was trying to get us to do, right? But had everybody in Zoom. You understand? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I hear you.
And then he'd have just stopped Zoom. That would have been it, you see?
Yes.
And the white man would have been dancing and tapping. Okay. Now, I want y'all to understand. Anybody got a spiritual experience they'd like to share with us?
I do, Amun.
Very good.
This is Patah Hotep Amun. Sorry for my
I'm glad to hear your tone.
Yes. I want to share my story about the place I used to stay at before I moved now. I used to have to go to work early in the morning, and about 3 or 4 something in the morning. So one morning as I was leaving the house, I was locking the door.
Let me ask one question. Is Andrew here? I'm just doing a roll call myself. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good. So I was locking the door. So as something told me to turn back around, I looked back around, I seen like a web coming out my back. It was like a helix. It was connecting to the light though. And I'm like, wow. And I was looking at that, and it was strange to me. I said, oh, man. So as I walking away from it, it was like a stretching, like a letter, but it was like a helix. So I thought that was unique. I didn't know what it was. I didn't never tell nobody, but I seen it coming out my back until like it was connected to that light. So as far as I went, it's like it stretched. So I didn't know what kind of experience that was. That was unique to me. I didn't know what was going on.
Go ahead.
You copy that? You copy that?
Yes.
So I didn't know what that was about. I seen a helix like coming out my back, connected with the light, my porch light.
Well, it sounds like something good and spiritual, so I'm glad to hear it.
Yes.
A helix is always great. All right. Anybody else have a spiritual experience they'd like to share?
I got one more if I can share it. That's no problem.
Okay.
My next one was me and my wife. This would have been my second child. We lost a miscarriage, and where we used to stay at, we had like a glass screen door, and we used to clean it and clean the door. You know, every time we clean up, we clean the door off. So when it rained, the door was fogged up. So one Saturday morning, we was going to the store. Like I said, we had a miscarriage. We noticed that 2 baby handprints was on the glass door. So we looked at it and we shook our head. We go, nah, that's okay. So the next week we went and we cleaned the door, and it rained again and fogged up. It was up there again. So I was just so amazing to see. But we didn't felt comfortable, so we just welcomed that entity. We felt like that was the baby letting us know that it was there. So it was so amazing to us that from him being a miscarriage and did he evolve still and became a little baby for him to put the handprints on the door. I thought that was unique.
That was him communicating to let you know he's all right. That's all. Yeah, yes. We all continue. Well, that's very good. I'd like to say I don't know how many of you all have been around the Wapu long enough to remember we went through a Hebrew Israelite phase. How many of you remember that? Were you there?
I remember that. That's when I first joined.
Yeah, I know. Because when I was in New Orleans, a lot of that time I was a rabbi. That's when we used to greet each other with Shalom Aleichem instead of Rahubat.
Yeah, right.
We were Hebrew Israelites, right.
Right.
But I should have paid more attention to that. Now, one time, after Malachi was locked up, I drove to Atlanta because they were having a book sell-off. You know, we used to have all those big giant trailers full of books, 18-wheelers. And I drove way up there, and I was walking from trailer to trailer, and they were giving all the great books to all those, you know how black devils do, they're giving the great books to all the niggas that's not teaching or not having no bookstores or not, you know, and they gave me all the, what I thought was garbage. They gave me like 4 or 5 cases of one book, 360 questions to ask the Hebrew Israelite. You understand? And I done spent all my money and drove that far. Man, I was hot as fish grease when I got home and started unloading them books and out the trunk and putting them in the kitchen. And next thing I know, there was a sister staying with me named Terry Stevens back then. And I told her, for some reason, I said, go upstairs to sleep tonight. And I said, no matter what you hear or see, don't come down. And I told her twice. And she went on up there, lips stuck out. But then the lights got real bright in the kitchen. I could see it through the Venetian blinds. So I got up and went in there, but I don't remember much else except that the next morning, I remember what was happening. I saw all that, but it was in the spiritual realm. It was like one time I was in a vision, walking down the street in the dark, and a big craft was stuck to a house. In other words, they know how to take a big craft, the Anunnaki take a big craft and blend it into a house like your kitchen or another room, so that when you go inside the house, you can look into the craft and all that too. And they did that this time with my kitchen on that side of the house, had binded it with a big craft. And Terry Stevens woke up that next morning, come knocking on the door. Her eyes was all messed up, swollen and burned and all this. She said, you take me to the emergency. I took her there and they said, you almost went blind. What happened? You know, something burned her eyes out. Come to find out, she had tipped down the stairs when she saw all that light and heard that high-pitched frequency and was peeping around. And that light was so bright it burned her eyes. And I told her, I told you don't come down. And I asked her, what did you see? And she said, she saw me walking past the living room, past the upstairs stairs, and that I was real tall, and I was dressed in white. I had a sword in my right hand, and I had a scroll over my left arm with a whole bunch of names on the scroll. I would imagine the ones that I'm here for. And as I was walking toward the kitchen, and she said my neck was real long and my eyes were real big. And I said, yeah, because a lot of people saw me like that. Anyway, it was a lot of people in the kitchen. Those brothers was dressed just like me. They just didn't have the sword and the scroll, the parchment over their arm. But boy, I started smiling. They started smiling. We were so happy to see each other. I don't know how to explain it. We were just happy to see each other. Just this warm feeling come over me. Real warm. But after that, I know some days later, I was taken up on a craft with them. I don't know who it was, but I know that was the elders in the kitchen. And I was taken up on this craft, and I was sitting on the back seat. It was like when you're on a bus or something, you're sitting on the back seat, the one that goes straight across to the back of the wall. And I saw to my right, there was one of those benches that go along the side right there. You know how the back of the bus is made. And there was a mummy there, perfectly dressed in white, tight, looked kind of small to me, but it was so immaculate. And I looked at that, and I was curious, but I just got up and started walking up the aisle toward the front of what I thought at the time was maybe a bus or some kind of transportation. I've been on them before, but I know for sure now that's a craft. Anyway, as I got to the front, it was dark, and I saw Malachi, and it was a big rounded window, what do you call it, concave window, and he was leaning against it with his arms folded, and I could feel in the dark that there was people on my right and on my left, but I couldn't see them. It was beings there, though. I could feel their presence. And he looked at me and said so straight and clear, "Here come Brother Ahmed, the man who brought Hebrew Israelite to the planet Earth." And I thought that was sarcastic, and I got mad and turned around and walked back. And I sit down on that bench again. I know I could look behind his back and see nothing but stars, you know what I mean? But I thought that, because I was already mad about the Hebrew Israelite. In fact, I got one in front of me right now. And there's a big pipe coming out to my left out of the floor. Like those pipes be on top of the house, the smoke come out the top with a little lid on it. And it looked like a dummy popped up out there like a howdy doody or something like that and said, "You be dead before Christmas." I said, "No," and I screamed so loud, the whole ship shook. And that was a lot of Christmas ago, so I guess that ain't happening. Anyway, I woke up back here. But let me tell you all what I was telling you about. Now, I need somebody to look this up. About Jesus in the Bible, King James, Jesus said, I came only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel only. Somebody look that up, please. And anyway, I was telling you all about how the tribe of Judah, a remnant of them that never bowed their knee to the image of Baal or Baal, migrated to Ethiopia and ancient Abyssinia. And they are known now as the modern-day Falasha. But these are the real Jews, remnants of the real Jews, and they're black. But I wanted to give y'all some overview of some of these ancient Jews that I have the pact with to come back and get these Israelites. And I want y'all, I'm going to read this to you, and I want y'all to see if you can recognize these people and separate them from all the people in the world. Right? So let's go to Deuteronomy 29:10 and Deuteronomy 7:8. Y'all need to get there quick as you can. Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 10, and Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 8. And if you write this down, Mark 11:23. Don't lose these verses.
Repeat that last one, please, Messiah. Mark what?
11:23.
How hot?
I love you.
What's the second Deuteronomy is Deuteronomy 7 what?
7:8, verse 8. Chapter 7, verse 8. And Mark 11:23. Some of y'all have the first one?
Yeah.
Lost
Mass.
sheep. I got the
Okay.
lost sheep one.
Okay, let me read it. OV, are you here? Amun, is your mother here?
He's supposed to be. Let me double check on that.
Yeah, but let me read this to you first.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Deuteronomy 29:10. Ye stand this day, all of you, before the Lord your God, your captains of your tribes, your elders, and your officers, with all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and thy stranger that is in the camp, in thy camp, from the newer of thy wood until the drawer of thy water. So y'all got to be aware of the stranger in the camp. Remember that. There's a stranger in the camp. Does everybody hear me? 12. So you already know, right? That thou shouldst enter into covenant with the Lord thy God, and into his oath which the Lord thy God maketh with thee. Okay, so it's very important to hear this. That thou shouldst enter into covenant with the Lord thy God, and into his oath which the Lord thy God maketh with thee, this day, that he may establish thee today for a people unto himself, and that he may be unto thee a God, as he has said unto thee, and as he has sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Now, you know a people like that, and I'll go to Deuteronomy 7:8 and start. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand. He brought you out of Egypt and out of bondage in North America. He brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondsmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Know therefore that the Lord thy God is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. So how long will is this covenant good for between you and the Most High?
1,000 generations?
That's the same as stand forever. That's right.
Eternal, right. Right.
And repayeth them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face. So I'm glad I'm not them. Yes. Now Mark 11:23. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. Including if you say, stars move. Move, star, you understand?
Cool.
Do y'all believe he's kidding? Do you start to dial into who he's talking to? Now, write down Deuteronomy 30:19 and Exodus 24:3 and Daniel 9:9. All right? Let me know when you get to Deuteronomy 30:19. So, Kufu, are you here?
There.
Say it again.
No, I was just telling you I was there in Deuteronomy.
Oh, yeah, I love you. And also Exodus 24:3 and Daniel 9:9. I was just trying to see if Andrew was here or Amanda. Yeah. Well, she been texting Kufu over and over again, and he won't respond. He said just one time that he don't have internet, he can't get in the Zoom, but he's not even calling the class. I guess it's a perfect plan for Satan, I guess. Okay, but it's not. All right, Deuteronomy 30:19. I called heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you a life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Lord thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life, and the length of the days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. All right? Now we go to Exodus 24:3. And Moses came and told the people, and Moses is going to walk with me, and Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which the Lord hath said will we do. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, and rose up early in the morning, and builded an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people. And they said, all that the Lord hath said will we do, and be obedient. Talking to y'all. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold the blood of the covenant, which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words. He made a blood covenant with you all. Daniel 9:9. I tell you, I fear for the ones that's breaking it. To the Lord our God belongs mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed, that's right, the voice of the Lord our God, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Ye all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. And you call their names, you hear any certain people. Okay, therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem. So you think about your bondage in Egypt, and your bondage here in North America, and all the things that you suffered. You know, Genesis 1:26, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful, and have dominion, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Then you have Hebrews 7:7, write it down. And without all contradiction, the less is blessed of the better. You know, he who is last will be first. And here men that die receive tithes, but there he receiveth them of whom it is witness that he liveth. And as I may so say, Levi also, who receiveth titles, paid, what is that, tilths? Tithes. That's not tithes. Tithes. Okay. In Abraham, for he was, go ahead.
I said, yeah, that's tithes.
Yeah. Yeah, for he was yet in the loins of his father when Melchizedek met him. Okay, he was in the loins of his father when Melchizedek met him. Let me see, we talking about Abraham. Yeah. Because he didn't come together with his mother in a sexual way. So the boy was, remember you 30 days inside your father and your mother before they come together? So he was yet in his father's loins. Okay. All right, Deuteronomy 31 and Deuteronomy 7:6. You're going to hear yourself in here clearer and clearer, I tell you that. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee, and shalt return unto the Lord thy God, and shalt obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord thy God will return. For then the Lord thy God will return. No, it says, thy captivity and thy compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations. All right? Whither the Lord thy God has scattered thee, all over the earth. If any of thine be driven out unto the utmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he do thee good, and multiply thee above thy fathers. Katat, are you here? Deuteronomy 7:6. I know. For thou art, I'm just calling roll, Lucas, that's all. I know what I'm doing. For thou art unholy people until the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Yes, I'm here, Rahubat.
Hey, Rahubat. Okay. To be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. All right, let me read this again for y'all. Deuteronomy 7:6. This is a very real covenant, y'all. Have a blood covenant with the Most High. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people, but because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondsmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Right? So is that starting to clear, y'all starting to realize he's talking to you?
Yeah, I realize it. Sure.
Right.
Well, I'm here to reaffirm that oath, that covenant. Jeremiah 1 and Ezekiel 11:16. Write them down. And Ezekiel 36:19 and Deuteronomy 28:25. Jeremiah 3 I think that's 31:1.
Jeremiah 31:1.
Yes. And Ezekiel 36:19 and Deuteronomy 28:25. I'm just going to give you all an overview of it. Jeremiah 31:1. At the same time, saith the Lord, will I be the God of all the families of Israel. At the same time, saith the Lord, will I be the God of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people. Thus saith the Lord, the people which... Mute your phones. Okay. Thus saith the Lord, the people which were left of the sword found grace in the wilderness. Even I, Israel, when I went to cause him to rest. The Lord loved thee with an everlasting love. That's right. Therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. Again, I will build thee, and thou shalt be built. O Virgin of Israel, thou shalt again be adorned with thine tabrets, and shalt go forth in the dances of them that make merry. So you're going to get your outfits again and your glory back and your crowns and diadems on your head, you know, and your tabrets. Ezekiel 11:16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord God, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. So what he's saying is that even though you've been scattered abroad all over the world, that he'll be to you a sanctuary wherever you are. You'll have your little domicile or your home, your little area where he's going to keep his hand over you in a comforting way. All right. Ezekiel 36:19. And I scattered them among the heathen. That's right. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries, according to their way, and according to their doings. And according to their doings now, niggas earn that like they've been doing. This is the last roundup. And according to their doings, I judged them. And when they entered unto the heathen, whether they went to that's supposed to be they profaned my holy name, is that right? Yeah. They profaned my holy name when they said to them, these are the people of the Lord, and are gone forth out of his land. Now Deuteronomy 28:25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. That's happened. Y'all was scattered in wars and taken into captivity in Israel and migrated to Ethiopia and into bondage in America. And oh man, y'all been, wow. Deuteronomy 28:25 and Romans 11:1, Romans 9:1, and Genesis 15:13. Deuteronomy 28:45. Moreover, y'all should write all these down, because the next time I'll go through these, you should be able to pop right to them. Put markers in your book. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. Now what I do is I listen to his words, and then I watch the people that he's promised to bless, and the people he's promised to curse. So I've been watching it, so I know it's real. Maybe it's going to take y'all a while to understand it, but they're not getting away. It's like a slow boiling frog. He gon' put that evil on them to their face, Okay, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Terry, are you still here? Romans 11:1. Say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid, for I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Romans 9:1. Say the truth in Christ. Say the truth in Christ. I lie not, my conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost that I have great heaviness and continued sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of God. Let me repeat that. And the service of God, and the promises, whose are the fathers. Mute your phone, Strauss your phone. And of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came, who is over all, God bless forever. Amen. Or Amen. Genesis 15:13. And he said unto Abram, now this is important for y'all to listen to, really hear it good. Genesis 15:13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is... Who that?
Robert.
Who is it?
Serena Shabazz. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. How are you?
I'm doing
okay,
right.
very good. We in the Bible right now, Genesis 15:13. What I'm doing is revealing to these people the covenant, the blood covenant that the Most High made with them as the children of Israel, the seed of Abraham, that they are the chosen people. Genesis 15:13, but it also lays an obligation on them to listen to his words, hearken to his words, and do his works. Not shy away. You can't just sit in your house and wait for heaven to knock on the door like it's been looking for you. You have to earn your seat. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great sustenance. Let me do that again. Make sure you let it sink in. And he, that's being the Creator, said unto Abraham, know of a surety. Now that was thousands of years ago. He said that to Abraham. Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them slavery, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. You hear?
Cool.
So you know you got a blessing coming. And for some, they got a curse coming. Oh, what's on them? And you're going to bear witness to it. But I tell you, when the Most High put that violent grip on people, what they usually do is they just fade away and crawl up under a hole in a fetal position. You don't hear from them no more as they burn. All right, but they cry, tears big as the end of your thumb splashing on the ground, begging for forgiveness and for him to lift his hand. But he don't have no more mercy on them because they exhausted that. We begging them to help right now, but they ignore us because they're tricky and they have their own motivations. But ye are a chosen generation. They rob God. That's what they think they're doing. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, an holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye shall shew forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which hath not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Dearly beloved, I beseech you, as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lust, which war against the soul. Now, Deuteronomy 14:2. For thou art holy, thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth. And finally, Matthew 1:1. As far as I'm going with this tonight, the book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. And we're gonna let that go for right now. But I want to know who has questions about what they heard so far, and who is it that's very clear about who it is he's talking to, and what this covenant entails. In other words, he's made a blood covenant with you all through the prophets, through Abraham. He made a blood covenant with you. How long? Up for 1,000 generations, not years. Generations.
Right.
1,000 generations. So you know that covenant is still in act. So his word, may he be exalted, is that those of you that obey him and his voice, that you come out of this bondage with great substance. You go to your fathers in a ripe old age. You understand? And you'll be inheritors of the new heaven and the new earth forever. Because I don't care how long you live in this earth, if you live 150 years, that's not going to be 1,000 generations, is it?
No.
So he's talking about blessing you past this physical world.
Yes.
Yeah. But now, he understands all the hell you've been through. But why did he say he sent you through it? He sent you through hell because of your obstinate, negative, evil behavior. Because of your twisted, sick minds. Because of the way you thought and rebelled in your mind. That's why he kept his foot on your neck. That's why he delivered you into the heathen. Because you were trying to pretend like you was the devil, nigga, but here's the real devil. How about that?
Cool.
Yeah, it's some real hell. And you hear a lot of people being punished by the Most High, and they be howling in agony, and they don't even know that it's him that's punishing them, and they don't even know why they're being punished. Because the fools among you, they'll say, why is this evil coming upon me? Because they don't know that it's coming from themselves. You follow me?
Cool.
The Most High said, man, woman, see you not the evil of which you emit? They don't see it. They rob God. They close their pockets and their purses to God. They turn their backs on him, and they thumb their nose and fire upon you. And all they want from the Most High is to take and not to give. Just to take. They want fame and glory and heaven and all these wonderful gifts from him. but not to give of themselves. They think that he's obligated to just pour upon them blessings that they can't number just because they're who. He told you when he chose you, he didn't choose you because you had great numbers. He didn't choose you because you were this or that. He chose you. That's all. You wasn't nothing. He chose you. The only thing that makes you something is the fact that he chose you and he loves you.
Sure.
His love for you is the only thing that separates you from the rest of the world. That's the only thing that makes you great. That's the only thing that makes you worthy of praise or glory. That's the only reason why you've been given special gifts, because he chose you. And you're going to take those gifts and squander them on what? On your personal self? On your own self-edification and glorification? To bloviate yourself? Not to magnify the Lord? What fools these mortals be? You understand?
Sure.
Y'all should be very, very grateful, as I am, that you've been chosen. Now, I know that I scanned it over this right quick, and it wasn't a lot to put in you right now. But believe me, you know me, I'm going to put this together and connect the dots in a way where it'll be totally inescapable, and it'll be so clear, it'll make you shake inside. And it's going to make those of you that are humble and true drop down on your knees with tears and pray for his forgiveness and thank him above all for his mercy upon you and for choosing you and blessing you. You understand that?
Cool.
Yes, sure.
So get this word out. Post this out all over the world and stop making excuses and bloviating yourselves and making out you so important you don't have time to do the Lord's work. Your mission is to wake up your brothers and sisters. And the sooner you wake up the 144,000, and he knows what you do. You think Santa Claus knows when you sleep and when you wake, if you've been good or bad, so be good for goodness sake. The Lord really knows. He knows what you're doing on his behalf and on behalf of his mission and on behalf of your brothers and sisters. Not just yourself, to try to magnify and glorify, make yourself Big Willie or Big Ann. You understand what I'm saying? Better watch that. He can see you.
Cool.
Even men can see you. Better slow your roll, and gather yourself, and know that it's only a very short time between the cradle and the grave, and you better use your time wisely here, try to reconnect and fulfill your part of the covenant with the Most High. I strongly suggest it. I have no power to compel you, but I'm telling you right now, don't you lose yourself, don't you get crazy in the world, or you walking up in this light with your chest out like chest out Charlie and forget your creator. So get out there and start posting up these posts all over the world. Don't make out everything is more important than that, and your life is so hectic you ain't got time to donate or to put the post out of the right testimonies. You know what I mean? Don't do that to yourself. You blessed to be chosen by him. Act like you appreciate it and earn it. He's talking to you, Israel. You're his chosen people. You've been scattered all over the world. You've been through hardships and bondage all the way since the time of Pharaoh. That's a long time ago. And then you've been in bondage for 400 years right here in America under that white devil. And he released you from both those bondages. And he gave you a personal domicile, an area where he keeps his hand over you. Only you bring evil on yourself, not the Creator. And don't despise his chastising, because he doesn't chastise people that he don't care about. That's why you can drive on the white side of town and everything's immaculate outside. You don't see no funeral homes over there, no blood banks, no pawn shops, no police station, no graveyards. Because he don't care if they play in the street on the 8-lane highway eating a bowl of dog shit in the middle of the road at night. He don't care what they do. They're not his chosen people. They are what he called the stranger. And there are people in bed with the stranger And boy, they gonna have hell to pay the captain, because now he done made me see this clear. You understand? And I'm not gonna quit until y'all see it clearer than that. You are a chosen people, but with that comes obligation, comes commitment. It comes with a heavy, not a burden, but it is a heavy test that you have to pass to earn your seat in the final end. He's gathered you from all over the world. He sent me as a light. He sent Malachi. He sent many beings, men and women, as a light to you, to keep you in line over these generations till this final day. And that final day is here. So you better go out and warn them all. Put these posts out in all the large groups. That's what I'm talking about. I found 3 large groups on Facebook. I found 2 large groups on LinkedIn. I found 2 large groups on Telegram. All the large groups. Get out there and tell the world. Post these posts up all over the planet. I'll see you Sunday, and I'm going to dial it in much closer. Now, anybody have a question before I go?
Amun, I do.
Yeah.
After him, I have a question too.
Well, you go ahead, sister.
Oh yes. Since they don't, I don't know. Since they don't elected a new pope, is that pope going to be in there for a while?
It doesn't matter. He's got nothing to do with you, sister.
Okay.
He's got nothing to do. He's nobody. I want you. You got a computer, sister, or a phone? You can look up something on for me.
Yeah, I got a phone.
Or type this in: the Pope crawling on all fours, kissing African toes in the Vatican. Tommy YouTube. Type it in. The Pope.
Hold on a minute. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
And I couldn't open up Zoom because it kept saying that the passcode was incorrect.
I follow you.
Robert, Messiah, Kim Kim.
I love you. Yes, Kim Kim.
I'm in class.
I'm in class tonight.
My 2 brothers.
And you got the brothers with you. That's very good. Okay. Maybe I'll be with you in 1 second. Yeah, type in the Pope on all fours, kissing Africans' toes in the Vatican. Comma YouTube.
Okay.
And after you look at that little short clip, tell us describe what you see. All right, Kim Kim, I love you for getting these brothers and trying to save these souls. What kind of questions do they have? There were some brothers that had some questions, I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should be on YouTube, sister, looking that up.
Okay.
Hey, I ain't got a question, but I got a statement.
Yes, go ahead.
About the question that the brother who asked last week, what could we do to further the mission? And
yes.
And it came to me today. What we can start by doing is looking out for the widows and looking out for the orphans and the poor.
That's right. That's some of the things you can do. But above all that, your mission is to propagate the word of the Most High, to wake up the 144,000. That's your sterling mission. That is your directive. You hear me?
Okay.
Because the stranger's not sparing any. He's working 24/7 to block your way and destroy this light. He don't want you to know who you are and who you have a covenant with forever. He's trying to block this light. And you got some Negroes that's so twisted and sick, they pretending like that's rational to them. They can see that these niggas and crackers are not doing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. You understand? That's how disgusting and sick they are. But he promised them, and his word, may he be exalted, is that the sun will rise tomorrow. He promised them that he would tear them up to their face with evil. And he's just now revealing this to me, and I'm telling you, it won't be long Big timbers falling, baby. Won't be long for dawn. And when they run, wherever they end up, he'll be there waiting for them. When they open the door, he'll say, hi there. Yeah. You can't even escape him in the grave. Sister, did you look up the Pope kissing them African toes on YouTube?
No, I'm looking up yet, but we're going to do it.
I'll send it to you, Karima. Karima, I'll send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Amun,
Yes.
I got that verse for you. You wanted about the sheep of Israel, and I got something to add to it as well that's aligned with it.
Thank you. Just email it to me. Please.
All right.
Thank you. I'm gonna tell y'all better get busy. I haven't stopped working over 50 years. I've been working on this mission for him, and a lot of times I feel insecure about my place with him. So I know y'all ought to be, man, y'all teeth ought to be rattling so bad they breaking and chipping. Except the fools, they walking through a tunnel and they think that light at the end is heaven, but it's an oncoming train for them. That's right. The light at the end of the devil's tunnel is an oncoming train. And when metal meets flesh, it's going to be a problem.
Amun.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm glad you're here, but so you can't even open up Zoom yourself, right?
No, I can't open it either. Internet. She doesn't have an internet connection where she's at. So
I'll follow you. So we need to get those passwords to more than one person. That's what we need to do.
But it'll be fixed on the next one though. I should have it set up to where anybody can join without her starting the meeting.
That's right. It should have been like that, because I have revelations for y'all, real serious revelations about the covenant the Most High made with y'all thousands of years ago. And this is word may be exalted. And when I get through with these revelations, you're going to know it's real. Even the heathen going to shake. He's going to tremble. And Andrew is not here again, right?
Andrew could not join. He's switching phone providers right now.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was going to add is, if anybody needs help setting up Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, you can contact me, email me, or text my cell phone, and I can help walk you through it. So
yeah,
I'm extending my help.
I love you. And you, how many of y'all been helped by him do that already?
Give me your number again, please.
This is Alma.
This is I have.
Okay. Somebody asked for what? His phone number or what?
Yeah, that was Patah.
Okay.
Okay. I can give him my number. You ready?
Yeah. Right.
Cool.
Okay. It's 813 735 2047.
Y'all stop talking when somebody giving you a number. Keep saying okay, you're throwing them off their rhythm. It's 813-735-2047.
Thank you, Kufu.
Thank you. I love you. And we got to learn to have more respect for each other.
And say it one more time.
813-735-2047. That's for people to call up, not to learn doctrine or ask questions about the Most High. I am your connection to the Most High. You call him for instructions on how to propagate this good news to the rest of the world. And y'all give them my email so that I can put them on my email list and start receiving the post. That's vitally important.
Yes, sir. I'll make sure you get it to us.
Yes. And I'll give y'all some free gifts and information that you can start studying right now so you can reconnect and get on back home and fulfill your part of the covenant. Because the Creator going to fulfill his part of the covenant. Believe that. Whether it's blessings or curses, his word may be exalted. Believe that. He said the sun going to rise tomorrow. I believe him. I believe him. He said he gonna rip them a new one right to their face. Everybody playing with this here, he gonna tear them up to their face. That's not my word. That's the word of the Most High Creator, the Almighty. If that don't make them tremble, they deserve everything they get. Listen, I love you all. I really do. And I want y'all to be here Sunday and bring everybody with you. Kim, you're doing a good job, but you need to be posting up in the large media groups all over too. I love you all. I'm Nitya Eternity. Amun-Rayay Asher. Yes, I noticed I didn't perform no miracles tonight for the first time. But what it is, I'm too open-handed and too free with y'all, and people don't appreciate it. I love y'all. Make sure you're on time Sunday. Bring everybody with you. Peace. Write your testimonies.